Hey guys, welcome back to Building SouthLake episode 31. So today we are continuing working on the stadium. So during the off time, since like in between the two episodes, I've done a little bit of work on the stadium, basically doing one side to get an idea of how I want it to look, and this is how we look so far. So far, I am absolutely loving how the stadium is finally coming together. It actually looks realistic in my eyes, at least. And I still have a lot more work to get done, but you know, I think it's a great start. And if you do know what Busch Stadium looks like, you can probably realize this looks pretty close to Busch Stadium on the outside at least. And mainly I did that because, one, it's my hometown and I love Busch Stadium. But also the way Busch Stadium looks is something I really like. It's like a modern, it's really hard to describe. I just love the look of it. And so I decided to make kind of recreate it a little bit, but not exactly. So I kind of added my own little twist to things. But yeah, so here's the stadium here. You can tell it looks pretty realistic. It's pretty good size. It's actually like perfect size for how big it needs to be to fit inside this area. Right here is going to be pretty close, but I think we should be good. And before we actually start building, there's going to be one more thing that we're going to be doing during every episode, which this is a idea I got from one of my friends. And basically, so I have locker rooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a sign, and we're going to do this now. I'm going to take out one sign, okay? And basically, this is going to be every day of the week. Well, not every day of the week, but every week that I upload a video of SouthLake, we're going to come down here into the locker room. Now, eventually, there's going to be two locker rooms, but this one's the only one finished. And basically, this is going to be something that I can do for you guys. It's kind of like a shout out. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the sign, and I'm going to thank one of my fans every time I upload a SouthLake video. And basically, these are some of the fans that have liked, they've watched the most videos. So I really want to give them like a shout out, you know, because they've liked so many of my videos and they've commented so much. So this one is Live Chelsea 434. So I'm going to make sure I spell this right. So live, let's make sure it's the Chelsea, like the soccer team, which is a good team. I watch soccer quite a bit. Well, at least I used to. I'm not a big fan of watching soccer, but it's still fun to, you know, watch every now and then. 434. So, Live Chelsea 434, if you are watching this, now you have a permanent spot in SouthLake. And again, we're going to be doing this every day that I upload SouthLake. So, basically, every episode, there's going to be somebody new added. And eventually, when all the spots are filled up, we will find somewhere else to put them. But I think this is just something small that kind of, you know, shows off, you know, some of the fans a little bit and gives them a quick shout out. His channel will also be down in the description as well, guys. Okay, so how about we get started? So it's actually really hard to not do all this stuff off camera because I've been working basically like all yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 1, 2, 3. So basically I've been working all day yesterday on the stadium, trying to figure out a design I liked, and I finally came up with this. Now, a couple nights ago, I actually tried to do this a couple days ago, but then my game crashed, so I kind of lost the entire ouch of the stadium that I started, which wasn't that much, but I still lost what I had. Now, basically, like I said, I was trying so hard not to just continue building, because I really just want to get this done, but I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one half on camera, one half off camera, to get like certain ideas for myself, you know. And so, like I said, came up with this idea, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's the best stadium I've seen, and at least for a baseball stadium on the 360, or not 360, Xbox One. But I've looked up a lot of stadiums for Minecraft to get inspiration, and so far, this one is the best one I've liked so far. And not just because I've made it, but more just because I like the detail I put into it and the amount of time. And there's just something about it that I really just like about it. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the amount of time I have put into it. But I'm really enjoying making this. It's a lot of fun. And again, I do want to add a second stadium later on. But I'm not sure, you know, when that's going to be. Because as you can tell, this takes up quite a bit of space already. It's not even that big of a stadium. I mean, it's pretty big to an extent. But, you know, some other stadiums will probably be bigger. And so that's one of the main things. So, also you might have saw somebody else in my game, and that is Missile 40 I almost said Twee. Lost my words there. 28. Basically, I just leave my game on open so other people can join. Okay, so I think I'm trying to make sure I kind of replicate some of this to the exact details. So 3, and then comes out 1. Okay, so I think I got it. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Time to come back over and start this. So this should start here. Yeah, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of resembling Busch Stadium here because of just how I like it so much and like the design of it. Which, if you guys have never seen Busch Stadium, it's a pretty unique stadium in my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it would start raining right now. This might look, right? But Busch Stadium is a brick stadium, and there's something about it. It's a newer stadium, I mean, to an extent. I mean, it's still pretty old. It's been there for maybe 5 to 6 years. So it's not like brand new, but it's still a good looking stadium because if you guys do like baseball, St. Louis is definitely a baseball city. We love our Cardinals, so kind of trying to incorporate some of that Cardinal love that I have with also my own design. It's probably been the hardest part of this so far. Oh, we're definitely gonna have to take some night vision here in a second. And some of the main things I've taken from Busch Stadium is like the rounded corners of everything. The window designs was actually one of the main things I did, besides the bottom. I mean, I took like kind of what they had and tried to run with it a little bit. And again, I think I pulled it off pretty well. Let's see. So we need to have 2 of these windows. It looks like, at least. And also trying to make sure I get these at the correct height is one of the harder parts about making sure I do this correctly. So the second floor starts there. Third one starts right here. And one of the actually trickiest parts about this entire stadium so far has actually been the box seats area. Mainly because I think I talked about this a little bit last part, but it's more if we look at the box seats right here. There's not as big of a gap between the bottom of the box seats and the next layer. There's only just, you know, how tall the box seats are. But from these seats down here, not right next to the field, compared to going up to the box seats, there's a lot bigger gap. Now that was really hard to figure out what to do with that little space I had. So I decided to make a restaurant over here, restaurant slash bar, some seating area as well, and some seating area over here. I think I kind of worked it in pretty well with how it should look, and also looked up a lot of real stadiums to figure it out and like what should I do with it. Also, another one of the trickiest parts was this area right here, trying to figure out, because right here is going to be an open area that wraps around and connects the 2 sides together. So I didn't want to make this a open area or a closed area. So I tried to figure out how am I going to make this a closed but open area at the same time. So I came up with this design, which hopefully will look good in the end. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And let's fly back over. Oh, there's a wall. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we need 2 of these windows again, like we said. Oh, I hate the rain. I really wish they just made it. I like the fact that they made it to where you can turn off the daylight cycle. But at the same time, I wish they would have made it to where you could turn off the rain cycle as well. Because that's the only problem that I found with that system so far is you can turn off the daylight cycle, but then when it rains, you can't actually turn off, you can't get rid of it until it goes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, move. See, this is one of the things why I don't let people into my game sometimes. Because I usually give people, you know, 3 warnings before I kick them. And some people think I might be mean for doing that. But I do it mainly because, you know, I like to build. And I know some people don't like that I don't let them build, which is understandable. I understand like why they want to build, because it's kind of boring to come into a world sometimes and just not, you know, do anything but just watch, which I understand that. Hold on, we'll continue that in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, perfect. And then we need a third one here. Oh, messed up. Oh, messed up twice. Oh my. Calamity of errors. Then we can stack this one all the way up. I mean, so like I was talking about, I understand that people get bored of just coming into my world and not doing anything. But some people do like to do it, to come in and get ideas, but also watch me build, which I'm perfectly okay with. That's why I leave my game on open. But when people start getting in my way on intentionally, that's when it's like, okay, this is getting annoying at this point. So I usually give people a couple warnings because some people are just really happy to be in the same world as me, which I think is really cool, and I don't take that for granted. But that's why I give people 3 warnings, because you might be excited. So, you know, it's like, okay, you're excited, I understand. So if you just keep doing it, that's when I'll kick you. So, and most of the times I am invisible, because then most people, when they do join, they immediately come over to see what I'm building, which again, perfectly okay with. But then you do have those people that intentionally just, you know, purposely get in your way because you're not letting them build. So that's when I also kick people. Okay, so we have that there. Now, here's one of the things I'm debating about. The stadium at Busch Stadium has like this archway on one side. I'm debating about whether I want to do that or not. And we might sleep real quick, so we'll have to get this guy to sleep. We'll take 2 beds. I don't know why I took 2 out when it's creative mode. So we'll do... Okay, so back to what we're doing. So I'm not sure if I want to add a archway here, like the actual stadium in real life has, or if I just want to kind of continue to the same design as I did over here on the right side, because I do like this design quite a bit, but at the same time I want to add more design. So that's the thing I'm not too sure about. Let's try to add the archway. Let's see how it looks. So how are we gonna do this? Maybe this needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 blocks. So basically we need 31 blocks is what it looks like. So we might do that. So what we'll do is we'll have this come out 2 blocks. Like this, and then have it come over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like this, we'll have this come back all the way to here. So I think we might try to add the archway. So what I'm going to probably do first is save, just in case I don't like it. It's a lot easier to get rid of. So basically this is going to get stacked all the way up, basically as a pillar is basically what we're using it for. Come back down. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we want to talk about. I mean, so there is a lot of stuff that has been going on in Southlake. Mainly just the stadium has been worked on the most. And even my girlfriend, it's like, she's like, you're really dedicated to building the stadium. It's like, I am. One, I'm building this completely wrong. I'll have to come back and redo it. I'm not following the same design I have been doing, so I'll have to come back and finish this real quick. But even she's like, you're really dedicated to finishing this. And it's like, I am, because I like to see the finished product. But also, a stadium's a big part of a city, in my opinion. So I really want to get it done. And that's the thing, it's like, you don't see too many baseball stadiums in cities in Minecraft. But I feel like it actually kind of represents the city pretty well. I'm not too sure about a name for the team, and that was something I was trying to think of yesterday, which I was actually going to ask you guys. Like, what would be a good name for the team? Because it would be like the SouthLake. I had like the SouthLake Rush, but that doesn't sound like a pro team. So I'm kind of resorting to you guys on what would be a good team name for the baseball team. Because eventually I want to have like maybe a hockey team as well. You know, I want to incorporate other teams into the city other than just baseball. So I'm not too sure like how I should do that. Yeah, so this needs to be 2 up. Okay. And we need to go up. So, like I said, I'm not too sure about names. I'm horrible when it comes to making up names. Like some people ask me, how'd you come up with the name Southlake? Only reason I came up with the name Southlake was because I actually looked up like good names for city, and Southlake was one of them. I was like, I kind of like that city. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. So I named it Southlake City. So I've never been good at making names. So that's kind of why I'm resorting to you guys, because maybe you guys can be a little more creative than me. So let's use slabs here, and we'll go up. And because like I said, I'm not sure about a good name. I think I came up with the Eagles, the Rush, and Lions. I think is one of the other names I tried to work with, but it still didn't work too well. 1, 2, 3. We can just have this come all the way across, get rid of that there. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. And put this one here as well. And now we just need to put our stairs. do. And this kind of gives it like that arch look and curved look towards the top, which just adds a little bit more design to it. So there we go. Huh. Only problem I think we're going to run into at the moment is if we do add the archway, how far is it going to come out? Because that's going to be quite a bit. Let's just see. So we need 30 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now we'll start with 25 to see how 25 works pretty well. So now we're just going to build up, because 25, we don't need to be the exact same length as all the other pieces. So maybe making it a little bit shorter will actually give us more room to work with. So we'll try this out. Hopefully it will work out well enough where we can keep it, because this actually looks like it's a pretty good sized archway in the first place, so we might be good. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we should have one in the middle. Perfect. And I know some people are probably going to ask in the comments, like, are you going to make a stadium for a tutorial? I actually did see some comments talking about one of the very old stadiums that I made, saying like, there's still no part 5 of the stadium build that you did like 2 years ago. And I think I mentioned in a video quite a long time ago, I'm never going to finish up that build, because yes, it kind of sucks for the people that want me to finish it. But one, it's not a good stadium anymore because it's out of date. So one, I don't want to finish it because of that. But two, it's just been too long, and I basically did finish up the entire stadium for the most part. I mean, there's some things I didn't finish, I'm sure, which I don't remember what those things were because it's been so long. But some people are going to be upset that I'm not going to finish that or make this for a tutorial. Now, I was debating originally making a tutorial for a baseball stadium, but then I realized how much time it's taking up. I mean, just this one, like the one side alone, took me over 3 to 4 hours to make. So trying to cram that into a tutorial, and that includes, because if I did do a tutorial, you know, that includes just the field and the stands, and that takes quite a long time. The field itself doesn't take too long, but adding the stands and all that does. Now, I could make a tutorial for, you know, how to make, like, how to start off with the stands, but then you're not kind of getting the full design. But then at the same time, I'm kind of telling you guys how to start it off, because the stands are the trickiest part when it comes to a baseball stadium, because there's so many turns you have to work with. I mean, if you just look, there's a lot more different, you know, turns and angles that I had to add, which aren't easy to work with when it comes to stands. But I think it works well with how it looks, especially from a distance. But that's one of the trickiest parts. Now, trying to describe that in a tutorial would be very, very, very hard. So we'll have to see if I want to do that or not. I'm kind of thinking maybe I can get rid of this big window here, only have the one, then have the archway, then have another one on the other side. I feel like that might work pretty well, because I'm actually liking how this is looking so far. So, I mean, let's just see how much space we have. So, if we... Oh, I think I messed... Did I mess that up? It needs to come back and be on the third block. Okay. Now, I said I'm being very picky about how everything needs to look. And I'm probably going to do a live stream later on today when this comes out. Mainly because I'm not going to be... No, excuse me. I'm not going to be able to finish up this entire stadium in this part. It's just not going to happen. Because like I said, the one side took me 3 hours to 4 hours to build. So even though I have an idea of how I want it to look, you know, there's still uncertain stuff that I'm going to have to deal with, which is going to take time. So going back to the point of, we're not going to finish this in one part. And some people might say, well, why not do it next part? Well, I could do that, but I want to get this done. I just want the stadium to be finished because I really want it to be done. So, you know, I want to finish it. It's been in development for a couple of days now, and I just want it done. So we have that. Now we need to add the windows. Now this is going to be, if we can tell how much space we're actually going to have when we're done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need another 3. Just like this. Come back up. You know, we'll get rid of that. I mean, because we're already looking a little bit too long. We're getting close. We'll have to see. And let's just finish this one off, and then we might have to add just a turn in here pretty quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we might be able to make this work, maybe, because then we could turn it now, kind of like what we did all the way. Now, one thing I can't wait until we get colored glass, because I want to change the restaurant area over here into colored glass or stained glass, whatever you want to call it, and into like that gray, so it doesn't look so clear. So kind of we might do what we did over here. So this might work. So we start off with what? So a 4, a 3, 2. So we might be able to make that work actually. Now we just gotta make sure I get this right. So it starts on the 3rd block. It does. So let's go see if we can make this work. I don't want to save it yet. There's the redstone for the fireworks. And so it needs to be on the 3rd block like we said. So that'd be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I can't remember how I made it. Oh, this is gonna be close. So then I think it's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, maybe? Let me come back over here and double check. Again, a lot of repetitiveness when it comes to some of this stuff. I'm sorry if it's getting boring for you guys. One of my favorite parts, real quick, I know I keep like getting distracted, is this part right here, because this turned out to be a lot closer to the river than I expected. So I had this walkway here originally, and it was just open, kind of like what it is over there. So I decided, why not make like an overhang for the stadium, then you can have like a walk path underneath it. And right now it's one of my favorite parts to the stadium, and I don't know why. So we have 3, so it's 2, yeah, so I think I am doing it right. So we actually might be able to make this perfect, like when it comes to how much space we have. So holy crap, things just happen to work out perfectly sometimes. So we need 2, 1, 2 more 2s, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boop boop. So then just like that. Wow, that really worked out kind of perfectly. So we might be good. So now it's just going to be making the archway, which I think the archway, that actually might be a little bit tricky, because do we want the archway going all the way up to the 3rd floor or the 1st, because the 1st floor is actually still pretty high up. Alright, well that's another question we're going to have to figure out. Boop, 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 boop. I'm actually really happy that kind of worked out perfectly, because now I don't have to redo all of this, which saves me time, saves you guys time as well. And bubble, 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 bubble. Now, one of the things I was debating about was which material did I want to use for the stadium, because even though I knew I wanted to use brick, I kind of the same feeling like maybe there's gonna be too much brick when I'm done, like there's might be just too much of it. But I think after seeing it now, I mean, I'm not sure how this is gonna look in the vanilla texture pack. I mean, heaven forbid, it's probably gonna look pretty bad, but I think we're gonna be fine. But you know, I don't really use the vanilla texture pack anymore, so I'm not really too worried about that, because I'm mainly building the city for this texture pack, and then eventually when I can move it over to, you know, the different, what's the word I'm looking for? 2, 3, 4 needs, wait, something doesn't seem right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th block, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking good. This needs to be 2 tall. Then a gap of 3. Oh, that's only a gap of 2. I don't know how to count. Bump, 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 bump. And boom! Almost done with that window. So we have another entrance right here. There's something about the archways, like not the archways, but like the pillars here next, like where the archway's gonna go. I like that design. I like having the white. Actually, I think it's like light gray stained clay. I forgot. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, light gray stained clay. Rolls right off the tongue. So I use that for behind. Actually looks pretty good. And I think the archway is big enough, so we should be good with everything. You guys have no idea how happy I am that this all worked out perfectly. Because some stuff just goes your way and some stuff doesn't. And this happened to go my way. Because it's basically, it looks like we have the exact same amount of space that we should over here too. Which we actually might not have enough. So we might have to actually move it out a little bit. Yes! I'm so happy. You guys don't understand how happy I am. It sounds so lame that I'm that happy that it worked out. But I'm happy I can save time and I don't have to redo hardly any of this. So yes, yes, yes. Oh, and boop. Oh, there we go. So if you guys do want to see a live stream, let me know in the comments. Because, I think live streams are actually one of the most popular things that I can do that fans enjoy. So I have no problem doing live streams. Some days I can do them, it's more convenient than others. Mainly it's like Tuesdays and Thursdays I can do live streams the most because I don't have classes that day. Friday I usually have stuff going on later in the day, so I don't have time for live streams then. Jax! Stop making all the noise in the world. Jax! Okay, well, Jax, you're being annoying. He's messing with the... What are those things called? Like the shades, kind of? Like, they're the shades, but like they are the ones that move around. I don't know what you would call those. So, that's gonna bug me since I don't know what they are. And he's basically just like clawing at the window, so he's moving all those around because they move around so easily. Boom, perfect. So how much time are we at? I haven't checked that yet. So we're at 28 minutes, so wow. So we might call it quits for this part, guys. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you guys maybe at the live stream later. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stadium. It might be finished up by the end of the live stream if we do that, and if we decide to go that route. So bye bye guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.